Welcome. I'm excited to be here with everyone. So my name is Nikki Dowdy. I am the head of school at City Academy. We are located in North City at about Kings Highway and 70.
Alexis?
Hi, everyone. I'm Alexis Wright. I am the head of school at New City School in St. Louis City in the Central West End area.
Why don't we start today with each of you talking a little bit about what you feel are the benefits of working in an independent school?
Alexis,
Nikki?
I can go. What I love is the ability to have freedom to be innovative and to be a lifelong learner and to collaborate with really talented folks in our school and within the independent school community to do the very best we can for our children and our families. And I find that being in an independent school allows you the freedom and autonomy to dream big and then to implement those dreams.
Yeah, and I would echo everything that Nikki said. I think the communities that independent schools are able to build are unique and special. I think of the professional development that our teachers have access to. And then I think of just the freedom, and I think Nikki mentioned that as well, the freedom around curriculum and not necessarily having to adhere to some of those state standards, but giving our teachers the flexibility and the creativity to design curricula that is responsive to the children that are in front of them in any given year.
I love that word flexibility. I think that's so key to the work that we do. We can pivot so quickly when we look at a class that comes in, and we all know that at each year classes are so unique and different, and you can decide on a dime to say, you know what, this class is really going to love if we dig deeper into certain areas. And you can do that. You can recreate and build and do really wonderful things because of the flexibility that independent schools provide. I love that.
Wonderful. So tell me, Alexis, why don't you start here? What do you look for in a new hire when you're looking to add faculty or staff?
Yeah, some of that really depends upon what the position might be. I mean, there's a big difference between looking for somebody to teach 3-year-olds as opposed to somebody who we need to teach social studies to 6th graders. But ultimately, it's a love of children. That is first and foremost. You've got to love being in a school. Some experience is nice. And again, knowing that not everybody comes to us with experience in a school, but again, being open to getting some of that experience and being able to demonstrate in your past experience, ways in which you've gone about trying to, either work with children or work with the subject matter that the opening demands.
Yeah, echoing what Alexis said, I think what makes us unique is that we can have teachers with a diverse background and experiences. When we're allowed not to have, or teachers don't have to have teaching certificates, and so that means you can get scientists who have an awesome background in the sciences, but may have been maybe volunteering or building programs at a Boys and Girls Club or part of their faith-based, children support programs. And so you get those things together, and you can really have a diverse group of teachers coming in to help build fun, creative learning environments for children.
Wonderful. And can you each, and I realize this is different at every school, of course, but maybe can you give a little bit of insight as examples about what a kind of a typical interview process might look like at your school and how that might be reflective of processes at some of our other member schools? Alexis? Nikki?
No, Alexis, you go, dear.
Sure. I mean, I will say, obviously, this year has been a little bit different because of COVID. And so, whereas, in the past, we might ask somebody to drop by school for an initial 30-minute, just sort of get to know you conversation and a tour of the building. We've been doing that all by Zoom now. But process-wise, the first step for us is we see somebody's resume, or we meet somebody at a job fair. There's something about the resume or the cover letter that's of interest to us. So we will get in touch and try to schedule that brief, sort of initial phone call, Zoom call. It could be with me, it could be with our division head, it could be with the committee of teachers. And then from that, the process just tends to get a little more intensive. Ultimately, we would ask you, or a candidate, to come in and spend some time with children, perhaps teach a demo lesson. Again, we have not quite figured out what that is going to look like this year, but I would say an important part of the process is us getting a sense of how the candidates interact with children. And so wanting to understand how you construct a lesson plan. And again, whether you're going to spend time with 3-year-olds or spend time with 6th graders, we want to have a sense of how you will plan and execute that time.
Ours is very, really similar to what Alexis described as their process. So yes, we, ultimately would love to have folks come in and do a demo. We also, the decision-making process at City Academy is very much transformational leadership model. And so everyone has a role in the hiring process. So teachers, other administrators, and then depending on the level of the grade we're looking at, also parents and other students will be involved in the interview process. And so that's sort of when you get to the very end of the interview process for us, but really similar.
Wonderful. And can each of you then just give any advice or parting words for candidates who will be attending our job fair?
I'd say be open to the possibilities, right? So I think of myself when I was hired as a 23-year-old with very little experience with kids. I had just been a camp counselor, and the head of the school at the time said, "Hey, Alexis, you enjoy being with kids. Can you be a substitute teacher for this semester, and can you coach the baseball team?" And I did it, and it was fun, and that I wound up being the 5th grade science teacher the following year. So, be open to the possibilities. I think all of our schools are really attracted to, candidates who are curious, who ask questions, who want to learn more, want to know more, want to understand how a school works and functions, and the classroom. So you never know what that initial position is going to lead you to.
Alexis, those are beautiful words. I think that you summed it up perfectly. So just excited to meet everybody that's coming through, and really happy to be here.